Oh, that's Bex. Bex is on there as well. Okay, Bex is in The Sims.
A few moments later.
CV games are just ridiculous. But it's the same with subs. So you should not be able to have subs in a div together, and you should not be able to have triple sub games, in my opinion. 2 subs is enough, and they shouldn't be divved. Hello, Sims. Fucking hell, it's Bex. I'm dead.
A few minutes later.
Already reported 3 people in here because I report anyone who deals with this guy here. So I have him blacklisted for a reason. The disrespect that he always shows. As soon as they sink onto me, because I've told him time and time again that I don't appreciate people coming in with a div and deliberately sinking on me, and especially since he stream snipes as well, or used to. I don't appreciate people doing that when I don't have a full div. If you want to play with me and I don't have a full div with me. Don't go and sink against me. That's why I don't do a countdown when that's this case. So they've decided to come and play. Yep. And he's the reason why I know multiple people who've quit streaming, because he does that to them all. He did that to them as well. Oh, and of course he's over here, isn't he? This guy in the Cursage, and anyone who dibs with him. Basically, anyone who deals with him, I've lost respect for anyone who has the patience for the kind of shit that he does.
Well, that's the story of my life. No respect. No respect.
He doesn't respect others. But why should he be respected? Good night, Sim. He's called himself 49%, 49% something or other at the moment. Oh, I absolutely we slapped their div yesterday. But like the thing is that I had a div of 3 and we slapped it as a div of 3. And this is my thing, is I don't have a problem with people sinking me when I'm in my div of 3. If you want to play with me, play with me. Don't sink me in a div of 3 with the sole purpose of chasing me down like he does all the time. And he does that, as I said, he does that to other people. It's him, that Bex, who is in the stream at the moment, often divs with him, and I don't know why. Often it's Gryfer, who's a streamer, and that annoys me as well. And then they'll have some other person, and it's often different. So, I don't understand what goes through their mind to think that it's appropriate, but obviously they've got shit for brains, so whatever. Or he's got shit for brains and he leads them astray, because it's always him. It never happens with anyone else. It always is him. So, as I said, I deliberately don't put the countdown. If I don't put a countdown in stream, I don't want people necessarily sync dropping with me because I haven't got a full div. Now, if I have a full div and I don't put the countdown, I probably forgot. But if I don't put the countdown, it means I'm not interested in people syncing for the purpose of trying to do that, especially not if you're in a div of 3. And he always does in a div of 3 because when he's gone by himself, he's shit.
Okay, so Ozomaster has just set a precedent. He's called 49% crapper a shit player when he's solo. So let's investigate that claim, shall we? 49% crapper, for those unaware, is Mr Mayhem. It's probably the worst kept secret going around. As a solo player, he has a solo win rate of 56.29%, a personal rating of 1675, survival rate of 48.34%, and an average damage of 86,000 damage. They're probably the 4 most important metrics. Now, as you expect, when he goes into a 2-man division, his win rate goes up to 61.19. The other stats stay pretty much the same. Going into a 3-man division, he gets up to an almost 70% win rate, so super unicum levels. Again, win rate, personal rating, damage stay about the same. Survival rate obviously increases because you've got a 3-man division who are communicating, working together, coordinating. It's going to improve your chances of winning that match, and which is why we division, isn't it? Because we all like to win, we don't like to lose. And this is the sort of thing you will see across accounts generally everywhere. People will improve when they play in divisions, which is why Ozomaster is, I think, fairly entitled to say, don't drop me unless I'm in a 3-man div. However, the stats don't lie. Ozomaster, top screen here. Solo, you have a personal win rate of 49.72%, rated as average. Your personal rating of 987 is below average. We go down to a 2-man division. Somehow, your win rate drops to 46.52%, which is just flat out bad, and a personal rating of 954. So you're actually getting worse when you get into a division. It continues though. The 3-man division, down the bottom here, you've got almost 2,000 battles, so it's a pretty good source group to make this this comparison on. Your win rate drops from 49.72 as a solo player to 47.56 as a division player. Your personal rating of 987 barely changes, 1,012, still below average. So what are you talking about when you say that we shouldn't drop you unless you're in a 3-man division? You should be thanking us if we drop you when you're solo. You're actually performing better. Or maybe you just need to choose your div mates a bit more carefully. Anyway, let's move on.
He can't win by himself. He has to be carried. But yeah, right now, Recon, his name is called 49%_ crapper or something. If you have a look in the, you can have a look at him in the clan Discord, actually right now in the general, in the battle results. You can see him there where we actually beat them. You might not be able to see it properly. It's a bit hard to see, but anyway. But it's people like that ruin the game, and it's people like that who have ruined other streamers in their attempts to get going in the streaming world. As I said, there's a handful of people I know who tried to get up streaming, and he basically came along. And somebody actually said to me the other day, they think that there's something in his mind which said to him that the time of day that we were streaming was being competition to the person that he was modding for, and the reason why he was doing it was to try and harass people so that they would stop streaming, so that that person wouldn't have any competition to go against, which may be true. Psychologically, he may be thinking that way. So, unfortunately, we have people in the game like that. So,
I do love a good conspiracy theory. So let's investigate that claim. The claim is that 49% as a mod for Grypher, as far as I'm aware, he's the only streamer that 49% mods for, is going around griefing streamers that are trying to get up and running in the Australian time zone, trying to build a viewership. And the purpose of that is to protect the viewership of Grypher. Now, that is absurd, and for several reasons. Number one, Grypher is very well established. You can see he's got 5.6 thousand followers, but he barely streams anymore. He's streamed once in January and twice in December. Do you really think he's concerned about you when he's streaming 3 times in 2 months. That is quite a stretch at the very best, and it's a slight against both 49% and Greifer. And I'd be, understandably, if I were Greifer, I'd be pretty annoyed at that. I mean, he has supported your channel. I know he's rated you with several hundred viewers on multiple occasions, and then you come out with conspiracy theories like that. It's not very becoming. Also, I'd check yourself. Also, in closing, just let me offer you some advice. When you place yourself in the public sphere, you are literally drawing attention to yourself. To then lash out at people personally and make wild accusations that can easily be dismissed, you come off as petty. To complain about a 3-man division being levelled against you when only minutes earlier you had no problem doing the same thing makes you look like a hypocrite. None of these things are good qualities. Be better, or as we like to say in WoWs, get good.